On the weekly Pioneer Vision, Ed Swanson coaches show. And Coach, it's playoff time. We head to the Northeast Conference Tournament, first round on Saturday. You guys will take on Central Connecticut State, a team you faced last year in the playoffs, and they knocked you out. Game's at home. It's at 3 o'clock right here in the Pitt Center. Talk about what your team needs to do to survive and move on, as they say.
Well, we got to play well, I think, and play tough. I think one of the things that impresses me most about Central is their toughness. They have 4 seniors that have been around there for 4 years, and I think it's their most celebrated class in terms of wins. And they got great post play, good perimeter play, and again, I added that toughness in it. And whether the game is here at 3 o'clock or it's at Central at 3 o'clock, we've got to play well, and we've got to play tough and do the things that we're capable of doing.
Talk about this tournament field. I mean, as long as I've been here, I don't remember a season where everything really came down to the last day. The only spot that was secured was the 8th seed, and 7 through 1 was kind of up for grabs. Do you remember a year ever in your time in the NEC like that? And just talk about the field in general.
No, I think it's been a terrific year in the Northeast Conference. Our conference is rated 18th in the RPI, which is terrific. I think we have 3 teams in the top 100 in the RPI. We're in at 99 right now. Nothing's going to surprise me. FDU, the 8th seed, is a terrific 8th seed. It might be the best 8th seed we've seen. Playing St. Francis of Pennsylvania. It's a terrific field, and I think the credit really is first got to go out to the student athletes who've done an incredible job, talent-wise, coaches and assistants who have done a great job recruiting, and it's been a fun year. It's been a stressful year, in regards to all, the field being so tight. But I always hear the Big East men's coaches talking about how every night's a struggle. Same thing with women's basketball in the Northeast Conference. Nothing's a given, and I'm sure there are going to be some surprises, on Saturday, and and I hope we're one of those surprise teams in this field.
And like you said, it was a very tough field to navigate over the course, or a regular season to navigate. And you guys did it to get the 3 seed, which this year's tournament format brings the games back to the high seeds on each school's home court. How important is that? How important is it to your team to be able to sleep in their own beds, Friday night, get up, go through their normal routines, and play on your home court? We know the Pitt Center has been a good place for your teams traditionally, historically, to play. How important was it to get that home game?
Well, I think it's just a reward. I think for going through the rigors of the 18-game schedule and being able to say, hey, we're the 3rd seed. But all that other stuff, I sleeping in your home bed and playing on your home court, all that stuff is great. If you get the job done.
Right.
But I know playing here. I mean, Central beat us here this year. They beat us here last year. So it's I don't think they're looking at it as an intimidation factor or anything like that. We got to play good to be good, and I think it's more of a reward for those top 4 seeds to say, hey, you've earned this home game, and but an advantage. I don't at this time of the year. I don't know if there's a true advantage.
Well, let's talk about the postseason awards. Those came out yesterday, and you had a couple players get recognized. Callan Taylor earning all conference honors, and freshman Erica Norman getting a spot on the all-rookie team, which seems to traditionally be a spot you got one of the Pioneer players are going to be slotted in every year. You always have that good crop coming in. But talk about those two players and the seasons they've had, and the fact that they were recognized yesterday with that announcement.
Well, let's start with Callan Taylor. I think she just did an incredible job this year. If maybe we would have, that Wagner game, that 3-pointer might not have gone into the buzzer. That Monmouth game here, if we would have held on to that lead, we could be talking about a Player of the Year candidate right now. I think she had that type of year. When Elisa Apple went down December 22nd, she really took the reins of being, our go-to player, which she, was a little bit already, but 12 double-doubles, number 1 in the conference in terms of conference games and rebounding. You just go through the conference stats, and she's in all of them. Just had a terrific year. Couldn't be more prouder of her, and well deserving. And Erica Norman. Hey, let's Lisa Apple went down. I'm sure a lot of people said, "Geez, who's gonna take that over?" She went right in, slid in. Tops in assists, or tied for assists in the conference. Assist to turnover ratio, she was, I believe, tied for first or second. Steals, she was third. she averaged 9 points a game, which was huge, and she's getting better. So it's nice to see those those two players recognized for having terrific years.
And this senior class, and then you have Maggie, who play here in her fourth NEC tournament game, and obviously she has the experience at the championship a few years ago. What is it like for a player to have a player like that on the court who knows what it takes to get it done? I mean, that's gotta and she's got to be knowing that any game now could be my last one.
Yeah.
What is that what is that like to have that kind of experience and that go-to senior in this kind of situation?
Well, when you're a senior, I think you always have the dream of the Cinderella story. You know what I mean? The storybook ending, so to say. And two of her classmates went down with injuries.
Right.
With and I think you start wondering, just not our year and so forth. But to Maggie's credit, she being that senior that's on the floor a lot of times, I think did a terrific job of keeping this team to stay the course, to keep working hard, to get better, knowing that we were going to take our lumps along the way, the Wagner game and a few other games that we didn't play so well in. But the kids stayed the course. They didn't let the adversity of the injuries define them. They allowed it to motivate them. I think that's what enabled us to get that get that third seed. She just had a terrific, you look at the stats, I think the intangibles that she brought over her career were, meant more than the 1,000 points and the number of assists that she had. But, she's our only senior, and she's going up against 4 seniors and at Central Connecticut. So we're hoping that she can, her strong will, strong mind can really get this team together in the next 48 hours.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this Saturday. Again, the Pioneers host Central Connecticut in the first round of the Northeast Conference Tournament, 3 p.m. right here in the William H. Pitt Center.